Hello, everyone. That was Hello, everyone. Okay, this is officially the start. Second time lucky. Welcome, second time lucky for our second show. So there we go. Perfect. Just a sneak preview of the four of us to get you going is what you needed. So, welcome to our second ever Euro Schmoe. Been no matches this week, but that's fine. We have a lot to talk about. So this is the week we're going to start our prediction league, as we have 4 matches coming up this week. 3 which are going to air on YouTube, and 1 PPV, which is the number 1 singles contender match, which is Dan Murrell against Jeff Snyder. So much to talk about. We're going to start our official prediction league. I'm going to win, just to warn you all, okay? But we'll see what happens this year. So that's it from me. So I'm going to say a quick hello. I'm going to say hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Perfect. That's all we need. So, as ever, we have Matt, Ben, and Tereza with me, Liam. So I think let's just get straight into it. Let's start with our predictions. So the first match we have this week is an Inner Geekdom match between Amaru Moses and Jesse Swift. So Amaru is representing the usual suspects, and Jesse Swift is representing the Quirky Mags. Now, we haven't discussed this before coming today, so we don't know who everyone's pick is. I think what would be quite nice is if what we did the same as we did last time is we write it down and show it at the same time, so there's no copying. So if everyone's got their paper ready, you want to write down who you think is going to win, and then we can reveal at the same time.
Hang on.
So I'm writing down now. Everyone ready?
Wait.
Nope.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, this one is a toss-up for me.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, you ready?
No, my phone's being
Still
slow.
thinking about it. Got taking it to the wire.
Well, you think about it. We will talk about it a bit later. So after the predictions.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, we ready? Shall we say 3, 2, 1, reveal?
Yeah. Can you see her? Amaru.
Ooh,
Swift.
So
Okay,
Ben
Ben.
is
1 Swift and 3
controversial.
Amarus. Yeah.
Ben, you've gone with Swift. You're the only one that's gone with Swift. I think you should start us off. Tell us why you're breaking the mold.
Okay, well, as much as Amaru is a beast in the fan leagues and is very good in all the other things, I've been a fan of Jesse Swift since I saw his promos on the fan group on Facebook. So it would be horrible of me if I now suddenly betrayed him. And if
So it's more of a loyalty thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Matt, why did you go for Amaru?
So yeah, for me this wasn't a toss-up. We don't know anything about Jesse as a player yet. Yeah, I only think that because it is digital, so they're not going to be in the studio, and Amaru is maybe a little adapt to the playing the game and being on a tough situation and the pressure of it all. That's why I'm going with Amaru. I'm sure that Jesse knows his stuff also, but I think that experience can play a big role in this one, because if I look to myself, if I ever was going to play the Schmoedown, I think that my first match would be awful, because I think I would be in so much pressure that I would forget the things that I knew. So yeah, and I know that Jesse is a big fan of this, so it will mean a lot of course, probably like Amaru, but yeah, I'm going Amaru because of the experience in the fan links, only because of that.
Tereza, you went Amaru also.
Yeah, he was second pick overall. So, and I think Sam does his research. I never saw him play, but I heard about both of those guys, but I only heard about Amaru's play, how good he is. He has a lot of hype behind him. He almost seems like this year's Robert Parker. So until I saw the match, I don't know how Jesse Swift plays, but I heard a lot about Amaru, so I'm going with him.
I also went Amaru. Similar reasons, really. I think if you look at Sam's draft last year, his biggest issue was he didn't focus enough on IG. And I think he knows he needs to correct that this year. And the fact he was his first pick when there was a lot of IG talent on the board still, and he went with Amaru, that shows me he's got a lot of confidence in him. So I trust Sam. I trust Amaru. I think he's going to pull it off. But I don't know enough about Jesse Swift. He might come in and absolutely rock the league. I'd love to see that. I think Sam needs Amaru to win, really. He's put a lot of faith in him. There's probably a lot of pressure on him. Having him being his first IG pick and his first pick of the draft is a huge deal. So we shall see what happens. But I also went with Amaru. So
Let's be honest, there's
Sorry,
kind
Ben.
of pressure on both of these guys because Jesse kind of put it on himself by being all bombastic on the group, and Amaru because of him being chosen so quickly.
Also, on some after show, I heard Jesse talking, and he was like, I almost forced Koi to pick me because he was like spamming him and so on. So we'll see if it works out. I hope it will. But yeah, he put a lot of pressure on himself.
I think Jesse just needs to have a good game. I think
Yeah.
Amaru needs to win, personally.
That's the difference, yes.
Yeah, let's say he plays like Sol played in his first match last year, and I think he will be good. He has another match.
Yeah, I will actually tell, and I think that this will be a great lead up to the next match. So this week, I think for usual suspects is very important, and we as a fans could see how suspect season could go. So they need Star Wars player and they need Inner Geekdom player to show up if they want to compete for that faction title, because they, in my opinion, they have singles on lock with their free agency signings. And if Amaru and the next player Marie, who is playing in Star Wars, show up this year, they could actually have a good shot to winning the whole thing. We will see how it goes when we see how both of them plays, because they both are question marks for now. Yeah.
And speaking of Star Wars and the usual suspects, that leads quite nicely into our next match. So again, we have the usual suspects playing in a Star Wars match with Marie Wilson, the Dragon Con player, and they are up against Sean Sullivan of Corruption. Now, I'll give you all a couple minutes a couple seconds, because we haven't got all day here, to think about who you want to pick. I'm going to write mine down now. This is harder than I thought it would be, actually. Hello,
This
Thomas.
one is the true toss-up for me. And I don't have a favorite. I'm going to pick someone, but I don't have a favorite.
Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Marie. I can't. What's yours, Ben? I couldn't make that out.
Yeah, I could. Sean. Okay. Again,
Oh.
Ben with the hot takes tonight, going against the flow. Okay, Matt, do you want to kick us off this time?
yeah, I can do it. So I'm a big believer in all the Dragon Corn players. I think they are all very, very, very good. The champion said so. So I believe Alex when he said that the Dragon Corn players is the thing that maybe scares him the most, because they are not adjusted to Schmoedown yet, but they are adjusted to studying a lot. So, and Marie did win Dragon Con this year, and we all, if someone want to watch, can see her win, because Dragon Con was televised because of the COVID situation. Yes, and I think she will win, and I think that this will be a very good week for the usual suspects. That's my opinion. I just think that Dragon Con players know everything about Star Wars, not just the movies. But the only wrinkle in this is that this is Schmoedown with his own special rules and stuff like that. So it's her first match, so I don't know, but I have faith that she will do it.
For me, this was closer than I initially thought it would be. Again, we know Marie has the knowledge because Dragon Con, she's won it. That kind of speaks for itself. The issue is, how well does she know the Schmoedown? We don't know that. I feel with someone like Thomas Harper, I've seen him on lots of after shows. I think he knows the game. I'm not saying Marie doesn't know the game. I just don't know if she knows the game, if that makes sense. Let's just read this quick from Thomas. As a follower of the usual suspects, I believe in Amaru as well as in Marie. Nevertheless, both of their opponents will be tough competition. Yeah, I completely agree, Thomas. And that's why it's a harder pick than I think it could have been. But as I said, I'm just basing it purely on knowledge. And I think Sean played well in the tournament, and he won against Adam Witt, I believe, earlier in the year last year. But as we spoke about in the Laura Kelly Molly Damon match, I think there's this Star Wars level which is near perfect or perfect, and then there's exceptionally good but not quite there. And I kind of have Sean as a really good player, but I don't know if he's on that level yet. He might be now. We don't know. We haven't seen him play yet. But I have a feeling Marie's going to be another one of these Damon, Laura Kelly type talks here. And I can't deny that. So
yeah, and excuse me, just don't forget, she have Rachel and Sam, who are pretty good at the game, at the Schmoedown game. So yeah, I think that she has the support system she needs to manage the game.
Yeah, Tereza.
Yeah, so I believe both of those can win it easily. I really don't know who is better. Sean has more experience with Schmoedown, but as we know, Marie is very knowledgeable. As you said, she has Rachel in her corner, Sam. So it's a hard one for me, but I made a decision this year that if I am not really sure who's going to win, I'm going to go for the ladies. So that's why I picked Marie. But Sean really is on fire. He's hungry. He's angry. In all of the after shows where I saw him, his attitude really changed, and I love it. But I also saw a lot of from Marie. So it's really a toss-up for me. This is for me the closest one. I think all of these matches are like very evenly matched, but this one best for me. I don't know who's going to win.
Thomas saying gameplay can be a factor for Sean, but I still think Marie will get the win. Yeah, that's sort of my thoughts as well, Thomas. Ben, you are again breaking away from the group. It's because he's South African. We're all European.
We're all the same.
But he's over in South Africa.
And they're all in the Euros together. So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I went
One
with
Sean.
Sean for a simple reason. The gameplay. I've been listening to Andrew DeMolanta a lot, and like he says, this is not Dragon Con. This is a completely different game. As Tereza said, Sean is hungry because he was picked so late. And Corruption has a hell of a team vibe. They will train and train and train. I don't know that Usual Suspects has that same vibe in their faction, shall I say.
Yeah, you're right. That's always my concern with Usual Suspects, that they are all too busy to make like group study sessions and like mock matches together. But we'll see. Maybe it'll change this year.
Yeah, on that note, I just think that a lot of factions will put more work because now they can win money.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, it's actually I don't think that anyone plays only for money, but that's yet another motivator.
I do think Ben raises a good point, though. Thinking about the Usual Suspects free agency, I'm not sure about Liz, but I feel like Ethan and Drew are the type of players who could just show up. I don't think they need to study; they just have this enormous knowledge base. I don't think Ethan studies. He might now, but I don't think he needs to in some senses because he's just got so much in there. But we shall see. I think we can move on to the next match in the week. This is a really interesting match. In the singles division, we have Vinnie Mancuso of Team Swag against Marisol Mckee of Corruption.
Yeah, I like them both so much.
Yeah.
And they both deserve a win. So I'm sad one of them has to lose.
I know this one is easier for me, personally. Okay, are we ready? Do we have
Ben, I hope you have the other one.
Okay.
I think we all going to be the same here.
Me too.
Well, I don't know, Ben. You've plucked the trends thus far. We'll see what happens. Are we ready? 3,
Yes.
2, 1. Oh,
yeah.
Marisol. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start this time. I think Marisol is an absolute star. I think this is going to be the year she wins a belt. I think she might be a double belt winner. I'm obsessed. I think she's fantastic. I think she was very, very unlucky in the singles tournament. She had a really tough category. Thank you, Thomas, agreeing with me. Everyone here. And in her wheel slice against Paul. And Paul Oyama's a fantastic player. So I don't think it's any criticism on her that was her only singles loss last year. I think if you look at the team matches she played in Deception, I actually think she played better than Adam in a lot of those matches. I think they both played well, but that's my take. I think she carried them sometimes in a few of those matches. I think she's an absolute star. If I could draft, she would have been my first draft. I'm rooting for her this year. Sorry, Vinny, but for me, I'm going for my girl, Lady Justice. She's going to do so much. Who's next?
Yeah, I think it's a pity they are playing against each other because I like them both for different reasons. I'm really excited about Vinny and I want him to win more so we can see more of him. But I think Marisol has this one in the back. She's really good. She has support of all the Corruption. And like you said, she's amazing. I don't know if she's going to go for a singles belt this year, but she could really be a contender for the team's belt with Adam and maybe even for the singles. So I'm excited about the match, and I think Marisol has it.
Yeah, I will go now then. So I actually think that this will be more close than people think. Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah.
I understand. That was actually the moment I really started to really like Marisol. But yeah, I really think that this will be a close match because Vinnie did. I think that he played in the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament. I think that his opponent was, I don't know, it was Bibbs or Ethan. I cannot remember right now, but I know that he actually did pretty good and show some impressive knowledge. In my book, I didn't expect Winnie to do that good. To be honest,
He won
I
his play-in, didn't he? Against
Yeah,
Sabrina?
he played against Sabrina,
Yeah.
yeah,
and then he played against Ethan, and he
yeah,
was really good.
he was
Yeah.
good, and he did surprise me against Sabrina also. He I'm sad that I have to say this because I expected, like everyone, really a lot from Sabrina, and he actually took her out, and he was very good against Ethan. So I know that he lost that match, but my takeaway because was really, oh, look at Winnie. Winnie
Yeah.
could do something because, like you said, if you lose against Polo Yama or Ethan Irwin, it's not that really on big deal. You just bounce it back. So this will be for me a close match, but I think that the hype Marisol got, and now also she has corruption. They all really wanted her, so I think that the whole faction will put a lot of time in her. Also, um, the the faction element was the key thing here for me. Why I took Marisol. We all know that Winston actually did get a new job. Uh, I think that he's invested in Schmoedown, but like we all know, life stuff and life happens, and then you have to do some things. So yeah, I just think that Marisol will win this, but I think that we will see Vinnie again, and Vinnie actually doing pretty well this season. Uh, yeah, that's my opinion. But Marisol will win, but I think that it will be a very close match. The 5 pointers, I think, that will decide this match. I don't think it will be a TKO or something like that. No.
I think it depends on the wheel slices.
Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
say, I know Winston is busy, but I don't think he'll wouldn't decide for other people to study with Vinny. I know they have Paul Oyama. He does a lot for the faction.
Yeah.
And they have Chandru. Even though he annoys me, he's really important for swag. And they are one of the most tight knit groups from last year. So I
Yeah.
don't think that's gonna be a problem. I just think Marisol is a little bit better. But yeah, you're right. It could be really close, and it could also be a toss up, depending on the 5-pointer, because
Yeah.
maybe she just won't know her 5-pointer, and Vinny will. So
Yeah, that's
he could
true.
also easily win. But I think Marisol has more knowledge.
I do wonder if this storyline which we saw with Winston will play in this match as well. If
Yeah,
it
they
does,
could.
I think that would be a very good indicator as to what's happening with Winston.
They could go with Winston stealing the Kaiser's players, right? So Zipper and Winnie, they were a really important part of their faction last year. So maybe they're angry about it.
We'll see what happens storyline wise. Ben, you agreed with us this time, you know.
Yes, I did. And mainly for trains, shall I say. I don't know if you remember during the lethal weapon match when Adam was out, his internet went out, and she said, "Adam, I think it's
Yeah.
trains. Adam, I'm gonna say trains." And she just went for it, and she knew it, and that was what got them the win. She's a strong player. I must admit, I didn't fully enjoy her at first during her match against Bonnie Somerville, but yeah, she grew on me very strong. I love her character. I love her. I will disagree with you on one thing, Liam. The singles winner is going to be Liz Shannon Miller, but she'll get the
Of
team.
course.
We know you love Liz.
But yes, that's my pick for this one.
They can both be, it's a long year.
Maybe it will be
True.
Liz against Marisol for the title at one point. That'd be
Yes,
fun.
please. Woo.
That would be mine and Ben's dream match. But yeah, we have to remember as well how important Marisol was to Shannon in the fact that she did everything in her power to get her back. So it shows how important she feels she is to the faction.
Yeah, but it puts some pressure on her, right? Because
it does, yeah.
She was like one of the most important deals for the whole draft and everything. And people said that it's not enough, for Marisol to trade the picks and so on. So we'll see if it pays up.
I feel like she's the type of player, though, where I don't think the pressure will affect her. She's so calm in matches.
Yeah.
She can put her little bandana on.
Yeah.
She's good to go.
Yeah, but they both need to know. I'm sure the winner of that match will get the winner of Liz and Rocca match. For sure.
Yeah, I think it depends on if Bibbs and Brandon will win their matches. They can't go against each other, so it can mix up. It depends on who will win in those matches, I think.
Yeah, but I actually think that if they do win their matches, maybe you give them number one contender shots against each other.
Well, Christian said on, I don't know, I think it was backstage that if like Paul won and Brandon won, they would go against each other, and then I think it would be number one contenders. So, or maybe that would be the number one contenders, but he was thinking of winner of those matches going against each other. But I think like Mercs have it, so they can go against each other because Lips and Brandon will win. Yeah.
I think Matt and Ben and Tereza are going to get into it a little bit later, the new rule. Yes, thank you. But I do think Christian has officially announced that there will not be faction against faction unless it's in a tournament and they've met from one end of the bracket to the other. Obviously, that's just, you can't help that. So, for example, the Mike Chance final in the IG, that was one bracket to the other. So that was just one of those things that happened. I don't think it's like that. We're not going to see it again.
Yeah, and probably for the championship, he probably wouldn't tell someone you can't have a championship match because someone in your faction.
It'll be a freeway now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
Let's get to the most important one.
We have one more very important match, which is not going to be on YouTube. It's a PPV, which is the first ever versus match, I believe. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a very, very exciting match, which I
feel
still
like
haven't
I'm going to be
before. And I need to do it now, which is Dan Murrell of the Dungeon against Jeff Snyder of the Stars. I'm struggling.
Why are you struggling? It's
I'm struggling with this a lot.
You have to know.
I feel like I'm going to be against the grain here again.
Don't do it, Ben. I love you. Don't.
Okay, are we ready?
Guys, if you will
Yes.
pick Jeff.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, Tereza.
Why would you do it?
Dan, and Snyder. I will say I was this close.
Me too, this close.
You're crazy.
The only reason I have not gone Snyder is because the addition of the IG slices. That is, I was gonna go Snyder, but if they played last season, I would have. But because of this new change, I think that's how Dan will play it. I think he's gonna put something like Middle Earth and transform or something like that. And I think that might be my little swing towards Dan. As talented as he is, that's for me is the difference this year. I think they were neck and neck before.
Nope.
Tereza, you are bursting.
They went neck and neck. Okay, so Jeff played amazing last year, yeah? Okay, he's great. fine. But did you all see Dan's matches last year? The only match he lost in singles was against Adam Collins, and he lost it in a sudden death. Yeah, like you're crazy. I don't believe Jeff even has a chance. Okay, so he has a chance. It can always happen, but if it's like all the questions they know, I think Dan is always the better one in singles. Plus the addition of the IG slices. I think he has it in the bag. I think Jeff put a lot of pressure on himself by telling everybody that Dan isn't the GOAT until he plays Jeff and things like that. And by pooping on the IG league and now having to have it in singles. So yeah, it's Dan. He's going to win it. Then he's going to win the belt again, like always, because he's the best. You can go.
I mean, tell us how you really feel, Tereza.
Yeah, I could go more into it, but I want you to keep me, so I'm not gonna.
No, you can't deny Dan's record, and he played amazingly last year. I'm not denying that. I don't know. I just think Jeff
gives up every single time. They even gave up in their team's match in the spectacular. Yeah, they gave up. They were like,
I don't agree with you, Tereza, at all.
But he has Roxy now to get him out of that state.
Yeah, if he didn't have her, they would lose that match.
I will tell you now. I must hop in this. So Liam, you told everyone everything I wanted to say. That's only reason I picked Dan Merle, because of the inner kingdom categories. Because I think that for Jeff Snyder, this is the most important match of the year. I think that if you gave Snyder a chance, do you want to beat Merle or you want to win a championship against someone else? I think he would actually pick beating Merle, because it validates everything he was saying. Everything. And I think we all say always, and everyone says, Jeff doesn't study, Jeff doesn't study, Jeff doesn't study. There is any match that Jeff will study for is Dan Merle. So I think that Jeff is more motivated, I would say, than Dan. But I actually think that Dan will win, because I think that Dan has a little bit more knowledge and more experience in singles championship matches.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want to say. I think it's a 3-round match, right?
Yes.
So that's the only thing that could go, I think, against match, because I don't know when's the last time he played a 3-round match. Probably 2 years ago. So
that was the biggest surprise. I always thought that number one contender match will be a 5-rounder.
Yeah, it's only in the tournament.
I was surprised. I was hoping for five rounds.
So I may eat my words next week, but I will be this excited.
It's actually a really good point, which I hadn't even considered, is that it's only going to be 3 rounds. I changed my pick. I'm going Jeff now.
Yep.
Go for it. More points for me.
I did not think about that. I was thinking, for some reason, because it's such a big match, I just assumed it was 5 rounds, but it's not. Dan's used to the 5-round match format, and he's fantastic at those games. Jeff played the tournament 3 rounds until the final, and that's when he lost. So, and he won every 3-round match he played. I'm going to go Jeff. I'm changing my mind, and I'm locking it in. I want Dan to win, but I'm going Jeff. Ben, your
Mckee, I changed it too. So
that is exactly why I chose Jeff Snyder, was because I thought Dan Merle does not have the experience of the 3-rounders. He hasn't had that experience for a long time. And every time he's played, if you take the Ben Bateman matches, you take the match against Adam Collins, he played from behind through all those matches. And he only won it in the last 2 rounds. So for me, that I know the wheel could be a big factor, but if it goes Snyder's way, I think Snyder's going to take it.
You know what I'm excited about the most? Dan is better and better at the mic. So those promos will be, I think, something to look forward to. And
I also
yeah,
are very excited about the promo that Nerd Chronic will make.
yes,
Yeah.
so
It
much
will be-
history.
Yeah.
This is the first time they played, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy.
So how
And
is
there is so much trash talk.
Yeah. And Jeff, as you said, Mattia, about it being a very important match for him. Yeah, it's true. He talks about it a lot, and he talked about it last year how he wants to face Dan. So it may be one of the most important matches of his career. So he really has a chance to prove himself. But I think Dan is really angry about the whole thing with the Finstock exchange and everything. And I loved when he said, "You're all going to regret it," and that stuff. So I hope this revenge tour will include everyone, and he will all win all his matches. Not Bateman, Dan.
This is made. I said earlier, I think Marie Sean is toughest. I'm taking that back. This is the hardest one to call.
Yeah.
It really, I think it's definitely going to come down to the wheel round. If it goes Jeff's way, I put him at a slight advantage, and if it this is the thing. If he gets an IG slice, I think it's game over. To be honest, but
I actually think it helps them. It helps them that there are only 3 rounds because the wheel now have more power. The categories are more important. What you spin in a 3-round match is more important than what you spin in a 5-round one. Because if you do very good in a speed round, for example, you can get 10 points. And that's a lot. And most players won't get 10 points. It's very hard to get 10 points. But if you spin something very bad in a 3-round match, it's very hard to come back from that. As we look at the statistic, not many players actually won if they had not really bad second round. And Jeff has the option to have, in my opinion, a very bad round if he spins something like Liam said, Middle Earth or Transformers or Harry Potter or something like that. So we will see, but I actually think Dan will win still. I'm not changing my opinion, but it will be a close match, and I think it will be one of the funniest match to watch whole season. I'm calling it now. I think it will be in top, let's say, 5 matches of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, it's for me. It's for someone who watched Schmoedown for a very long time, from almost the beginning, from the second season. This was one of my dream matches. I think that this could easily headline spectacular any pay-per-view. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. This is for me the best player in a singles league against the best player in a teams league ever, going against each other for the first time in 8 seasons. So yeah, it's a dream for me. It's a great.
Well, what a great second PPV of the season. I mean, we had Mara Chandru, which was an amazing opener, and now we have Mara's other half, Dan, to go for the second one of the month. I'm going to have to jump off now. So I'm going to give my hosting duties to one of you guys. I don't know who wants to take over, but I'm locking Jeff, and I may regret it, but that is my final pick.
You will regret it for the whole season. Those will be the points
don't let
that
me
you
down,
will.
please. Please, Jeff. I'll be so disappointed if he gets TKO'd now. I'm gonna cry next week.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. On that note, I will leave you free to it, and I shall see you next week. Come on, Jeff.
Bye, Liam.
Bye, Liam.
Bye, Liam.
I just want to acknowledge Thomas's comment. Is it Rachel's birthday today? Happy birthday, Crusher.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Crusher.
Yeah, I I just want to say it really made me even more excited for the first class league, that she may host some matches there. That would be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Makes me all the
Yeah.
more excited for the first class
Yeah.
league.
Yeah, now that we talked about the matches, I'm so excited about Schmoedown. I actually didn't realize how awesome this first pay-per-view is until I know who will play, but now when I'm getting into it, I'm so hyped right now. Yeah,
I just want to say to that point, I still think 5 rounder would be better for them, because it seems to me that in the few 5 rounders that Jeff played last year, the fast money approach to the speed round didn't really suit him. I think Dan was better in the speed round last year in the new format of it, and Jeff struggled a bit. So I think the only thing that hurts Dan is the 3 rounder. I think he, as Ben said, is used to playing from behind, and but it will still work out. He will win.
Yeah.
Mark my words. So what's next?
Next, we are going to just give a few minutes to the rulings that were made on backstage that Christian spoke about, especially the team versus team matchup. I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to talk about. We'll just give a few discussions. I know Christian doesn't really like people discussing it. We won't be disrespectful, but I think it would be good to give our points of view.
So Teresa, can you please tell the audience what the rulings are and then your opinion?
Okay, so first of all, I don't think Christian is mad about people discussing it. Like you said, if it's respectful, I think he actually likes it. But some people are just jerks, and I have to tell it in a bad way. So there was a ruling made and then changed about players from the same team playing against each other. He said that should not happen at all. That, for example, if there's a title match and let's say Dan and Ben should play against each other, that there will be another person added, that they will have another match. So it could be a freeway and a chance for another faction also to win those points. But then, if I understand correctly, managers talked about it and voted on it and agreed on it. But it's different in the tournaments. Like, for example, corruption finals could still happen if it happens this year. So I think, yeah, it's really hard to come up with all those rules. I know people like to say it's like this sport or another sport, but it's a whole another thing. Schmoedown is very, very, very different from anything we know, and they still come up with ways to make it better and to make it more fair for all the factions included, for all the players. But I have a lot of trust in Christian and the whole team, and I also think if all of the factions agreed to this, then it's the right ruling. So that's it from me. Ben, what do you think?
I agree. I like the ruling. I think it's a good compromise. I think if you have, because I think that's something that Ben and Dan faced last year, was that they had to have a split allegiance between their managers, and I think having a thing where you can say, okay, you'll either wait for your faction mate to drop the title, or you can decide between the 4 of you, including the manager here, or the 3 of you, that you can go into a 3-way against the next contender. I think that's a brilliant ruling. I like it. Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it. I like it because they did add the tournament thing. That was my actually only concern. I like it. Yeah, because if you take three ways, you have possibility for more points, and you have then from your faction two players who will play, and yeah, then it comes the team element. So if you put spinners in opponent's choice, if your teammate from the faction doesn't want to give you the bad category for you, the one person cannot decide on his own. So you are in advantage here if you play like a team, and yeah, you're giving someone else chance from another faction. I think it will make things more interesting for the game, because I think that people really like the draft stuff and free agency stuff, and I like it really too, and I think it's awesome. But also, I think that people then forget about probably because all of the stuff that happened with digital stuff and the storylines stopped a little bit. I think that people now forget about the show element of the Schmoedown. It has to be show also, and it's not. It's more fun when you have occasional three-way, and it's not okay. I don't know. I will take the Finstock Exchange because that was the last year. Finstock Exchange will get automatic 7 points. So in a faction race, it doesn't really matter. You just add them up, that numbers for Gucci in that instance. It doesn't matter who wins, he wins. So yeah, I think it's good, and yeah, I just want to say in on that point, I just want to say to everyone who watches, Christian was in a right that he wrote about, in my opinion, about the free for all stuff. I just want to give my full support for Christian in that regard. Schmoedown is a sport with a game show elements, and it should be treated like that. And yeah, I understand that people forgot about that because this year, unfortunately, we couldn't have that much of the show element. But yeah, it's a show with some trivia and competition aspects, and they do really good jobs. I like that matches aren't fixed because the better man always wins. Yes, and I fully agree with Christian and their ruling, especially with the tournament, because I think that if someone goes through the tournament, he or she should get that one-on-one shot, uh, because yes, that's
Yes.
that's that's uh, that's for me. Yeah,
Just want to acknowledge Thomas here. He says there are
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
critical voices in regards to of this ruling, but I remember vividly the first championship three-way between Roker, Merrill, Riley. Wasn't that a great and fun match? Oh yes, it was. I watched
It was,
recently.
and it was even better after Sam came and made Dan fight another match. It's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite matches.
yeah,
But the only concern I have is we saw last year how it works out when, for example, Bibbs and the Kid are on the stage and team up against the third one. So I liked it in that match because they were all very nice about it, and in the end, Dan won, so it didn't really matter. But I'm a little bit concerned about it. I think we will see how it will work eventually, and maybe it will be awesome, maybe it won't be awesome, but if it won't, I think Christian will change it again. He's just trying to make it the best
Yes.
for everyone. So
yes. But I don't agree with you there. I actually think that if the two players uh, earned the shot from the same faction, and then they have to, because they're in the same faction, put someone third in one, there is your advantage. Your advantage is that someone from your faction plays with you. If
yeah,
you
but it
understand
was
what I
weird
mean.
when Bibbs was challenging question, he answered right.
Correctly, yeah.
It was kind of like,
But
if
it
Dan
was fun
didn't
to
win that
watch.
match,
It was fun to watch.
yeah, it was. I'm just saying that if Dan didn't win that match, I don't know if I would be that okay with it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm saying we'll see. I know that Christian does
Yeah.
the best he can for everyone. There was a lot of rulings this week. There was the free for all, no points for the winner of the free for all.
Yes.
which I'm also not sure how will work out and if I like it. I understand that the potential for, I don't know, 7 points is really
Yeah.
big. So why award the faction more points? They could eventually get like, I don't know, you have number one contenders. Let's say it goes to the same faction, then the free for all could change the outcome of the whole season. So I understand, but I don't know. We'll see, right? And the last thing was, what was it? There was the free for all thing, no points, and something else. Yeah, no timeout.
Yeah.
Which I completely understand, because like Brad Gilmore and Frank Janish, sorry, thank you, were saying, it's very difficult to do it behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
when there's a break in the transmission and you have to bring someone in from the other room, and then you have to talk to your manager. I think it would work well in the other ones, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it.
Different comments
And
about that.
the only thing I will say about this is read the Christian post about that. He sums it perfectly. And some fan actually wrote in the group, and Christian commented that that's exactly it. It's not that easy to do in this format when you are in a studio and actually manager just can just walk in and talk to the player in live and not in this state. It makes sense in this setup. It doesn't make sense because it's not 30 seconds or a minute. You're giving yourself at least 3 to 5 to 6 minutes because they need to set up everything and then do it all over again. Yeah.
Okay, then just to Thomas's point, that's not how I got it, but I'm not sure. Does the MVP get a number one contenders match or not?
I think that actually it gets a point, like Thomas said.
And that's it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh,
I think if I
Well,
remember
then-
correctly, the MVP gets 3 points, but the winner gets a number one contender shot.
Maybe
no,
that.
no, it's 1 point. Thomas
It's
is
1
correct.
point.
I saw it
Yeah,
today.
it's 1 point.
It's
Yeah.
1 point, but I'm not sure about the number one contender. I thought it's still included, but if it's not, then I'm sorry for Bibiani, who will be standing for like 3 hours and then gets 1 point.
Yeah.
So,
But that point could win them on everything. So every point matters.
I just think free for all is more important than the horror free for all, and I think it should be more like at least 3 points and then no number one contenders, or
Yeah.
only number one contenders. We'll see. Maybe they'll change it again before it happens.
Yeah, I will just say for free for all, I would so love if they tell PJ to actually prepare the championship document in advance, and they just tell the winner, like in WWE, you can literally walk into the stream or in the stage when they go live and tell the champion, okay, you are defending your title now. So, for example, imagine that Mara is defending her Inner Geekdom championship, and Dan is there with her, and I don't know, Bibiani wins free for all, and after Mara is done with her match, Bibs comes and tells Dan, okay, you are defending your championship right now. It will be so awesome. I really hope that they could put that WWE element in it, that like Sam did the first year. So you don't know, you champion must always be scared of the free for all winner. Yeah, it would be so fun.
That sounds amazing. I really like it, because I think the reason why I really loved the freeway match between Roca, Riley, and Merle is that in the end, Sam comes and then is so tired. You can see it. He doesn't want to play anymore, but he has to, and that's the element that I think puts it above another matches. So that would be amazing. I would love it, but I don't know if they can do it in like digital.
Yeah. No, in digital for
Yeah.
sure not. But maybe for in excuse me, my alarm just turned on on her own. So yeah, I think it in live setting you could do it. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's enough of the rollings
Yeah.
and stuff. So we can go
So
into the
now
next.
the next
Oh, Thomas
team,
said it wasn't addressed. That's why he's unsure. So
Yeah.
we'll see about the number one contenders for the MVP.
I'm sure they'll clarify as time goes on. Sorry if my dogs are a bit loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure it'll be addressed. Yeah. I agree with you, Thomas. He is the
He
GOAT.
is the GOAT.
He is the
He
goat.
is. Yep.
But not if Jeff Snyder beats him.
Yeah, but he's not gonna beat him. Oh my god, I hope he's not gonna beat him. Oh,
I
that would be
just believe you.
terrible.
Okay.
I
So
would
now I want to
cry.
ask you guys something. What is your favorite moment of the Schmoedown?
Oh,
Matt, what about
okay.
what
My
is your
favorite moment. This is hard for me. I thought about it, and I must have two moments. The first moment for me, because it's not a moment, it's a whole show, is a Houston show when they did it in a ring. The whole thing when the players came out as a wrestlers, and the slap and the fighting, and Ben Bateman becoming Five Horsemen. That show was I think that that's Christian favorite pay-per-view, and everything that he ever done with Schmoedown still. I think that that's something Christian, because when I watched that, I just told to myself, okay, this is probably what Christian had in mind when he started this thing. So yeah, that's not the moment, that's the show, but the moment that I was the most impressed by, and the biggest moment in my opinion, is when actually Mike beat Smith. The sheer emotion in that man's eyes was, I don't know, in that moment I just saw everything Christian and all the competitors said in the group always. We understand, you are our fans and everything, but we are really invested in this and it means a lot to us. You just can see how important that win and that championship is to Mike. And in that moment, I knew that Rachel was a champion. I think in that moment, I know Rachel will lose that belt when he gets his shot, because he really, really wanted it. Yeah, that face was everything competitor should try for in this league, in my opinion. Yeah, that is the moment I really like. I like the passionate players, so yeah, that was for me the best moment, and not maybe the best, but my favorite one for sure.
There's so many, but one of my favorites was
Yeah.
Rachel's entry into the free fall with both belts on her shoulders. Goosebumps. I agree. That was a good, very good moment.
Yeah, that was nice one.
Wonderful. Teresa, what's your favorite moment?
Okay, so I can't pick one. I'm sorry. So the Five Horsemen reveal when Dan came back, I still get chills when I watch it, and that's probably my best. But yeah, I cried a lot. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. And if I had a time machine, that's probably where I would go. If I had my own TARDIS, that would be the destination, because just the reaction from all of the people in the audience were amazing, and even the reactions online, and then the video of all of the reactions. It was all amazing, and I love it. I loved the whole commentary with Guy, and then afterward. And another one is Dan winning against Ethan Irwin in the start of the year in New York, when the crowd chanted, "You deserve it." It was also very emotional. And then Clark and Rachel coming to the Who Runs the World girls, and all of the women from Schmoedown. And that whole match was amazing for me. And all of Rachel's and Kalinowski's matches, like the end always was very emotional. Both of them cried. I cried.
Yeah.
I think everyone cried. And the last one is last week. I think it will be one of my favorites for a long time, when Mara won and cried and called for Dan. And it was such a good match. And yeah, that one meant a lot to me too. So
So
those are
4
mine.
and 5 moments. Okay.
Yeah, I can't pick. I'm sorry. If you're gonna
Not
ask me
me.
about my favorite competitors, I have like 20. I'm sorry.
Like Cover said, there are so many moments.
Yes,
So my
Schmoedown.
favorite moment is probably when Liz beat Bibbs and proved that her run up until that point was not a fluke. I think that was probably my favorite moment, because everybody else online was apparently saying, "Oh, you beat him by luck. You beat her by luck." Da, 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 da. And for me, yeah, you can only get so far with luck, and knowledge also helps with that stuff. So for her to beat Bibbs and show that she actually knows her stuff and is good at the game is awesome. Then the moment for me, another moment that I watched recently is Dan is the Mark Riley. Wait, it was the Roker Dan match, I think, where he beats him and he screams. That moment was just. I wish that I could clip that and just play it every time. That was amazing.
Okay.
So the next team. Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was
also
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
And it's
was the
also
most
my
surprising one for me. That
and
was
that's
the
my
most
most
surprising
rewatched free
clip.
for all. That
Yeah,
part when all of those great competitors are there and playing
yeah,
together, I love it. Yeah,
yeah. That was
that's amazing.
the most surprising for me. I saw what happened in that moment, but I didn't expect. And Andreyko, for people to do it, yeah, I didn't expect it.
It's so good. People still talk about him when they like announce him
Yeah.
coming.
So the next team is,
So
I think, our favorite matches, right?
yeah, our favorite matches.
So Ben, can you start this one?
Sure. Wow, there's so many that I watched recently. Okay. My favorite match is probably going to be the match where what was Drew McQueenie and Sam's team's name again?
Above the line.
Above the line.
Yes, when they beat Team Action. I
Oh,
love that moment because that match was so awesome, because up until that point, Action got into everybody's heads and Sam just kept knocking them back down. It was so beautiful. Matt, what
yeah,
about you?
yeah. That season was magic for Sam. Yes.
He was magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tereza,
Only
what
one?
Teresa. Yes,
Okay.
Teresa. Now it's you.
No, I can't. Okay, so Star Wars, it's Ken Napzok and Sam Witwer. IG, it's Rachel and Mara. Even though I know it was a really hard match for them, it was amazing, and I think it was the longest sudden death we ever had. Singles, it's Dan against Ethan, New York. You deserve it. And teams, it's Rachel and Clark against Who's the Boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this mine. I will do like Tereza did.
It's better,
Every
right?
division. Yeah, it's better. You gave me so more options now, so I will do it. So my favorite Star Wars match is also the Iron Man match Whitford Knapsack. I still think that Whitford would beat Alex when they should play the first time. And actually, that's the only man who has a win over Alex. The only loss Alex has is to him, I think. Yes, and yeah, that's my favorite match of Star Wars. Inner Geekdom one. It has to be Smets versus Kanalski. That's my favorite match in Inner Geekdom division. Favorite teams match is a match when Above the Line beat Patriots. When that was the famous, for me at least, famous McCready screaming yes, because Patriots were unstoppable in everyone's eyes in that time. I know that a lot of people don't give them credit now, but I still see them as the best team in my eyes. The accomplishments are accomplishments, and accomplishments are there. And when Above the Line, who I was rooting for since the tournament start, won that match, it was very satisfying for me. It was emotional because I saw how much both of them wanted that, but especially McQueenie, who really wanted to win a belt in that season. That was my favorite team match. Star Wars match. I have to go with my man Ace when he actually won. When he won that finals to play in a spectacular. That underdog story, the man who lost to Parker so badly, like people said, when he lost, then to come into the Star Wars and beat almost everyone from playing match to the winner of the whole thing. Yeah, that was my favorite Star Wars match. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Whitford was the
He's
only.
6-1.
Yep. And yeah, and the singles, my favorite singles match. Oh, that's hard for me, very hard.
There's a
But
lot of good ones.
good ones, but yeah, I will go with the most recent one. I think that the best match for me was Dan versus Collins. That was yeah, trivia wise for me it was pure enjoyment. The geek in me, trivia geek in me, enjoyed that match really much. So yeah, I cannot go against that because it's. I know that the show elements and that stuff could be better in that match, but knowledge wise and trivia wise, yeah, that's the best one for me. There is many more. I could go like Tereza was on last point, 5, 6 more singles matches, but yeah, that I just want to do an honorable mention to the Blue Fairy when Makuga won. That one was just pure fun and happiness on my part. But yeah, Adam Collins versus Dan Merle.
Yeah, I would
It
also
was.
pick this match if Dan won, but he lost, so I can't.
I understand.
I was
You're
very
pure
disappointed.
fangirl. You're
Yeah.
pure fangirl emotion there. Yeah,
It
but
was hard. The spectacular was so good, but like I was rooting for Shazam, I was rooting for Ace, I was rooting for Dan, so it really didn't go my way.
did you root for Chance also?
Yes,
Oh, so yeah.
I only one who won who I was rooting for was Brittany Young. So yeah,
Oh,
but it was a great event. Like it was all awesome, but yeah, my picks didn't pay off. So
I understand. I hope it will happen this year also, so I can get more points in the prediction league.
sure. I think you have all the same predictions like me right now. So we'll see.
Yes, yes. For now, yes. Okay. So, do we have any more teams?
Do we want
since
to
you
do our favorite players, or are we?
Yeah,
are
I
we-
think we should do a favorite player also when we do our favorites. So, and why? Of course, why?
Sorry, Ben. Sorry, what?
you guys chose your favorite
Oh,
singles Star Wars and Inner Geekdom. I only chose my favorite match of all.
Do it.
So I'm
Do
gonna
it,
take my
man.
favorite Inner Geekdom match, and that is Mara versus Chandru, because that's the one that I really nearly broke a rib cheering for Mara.
Yeah.
And then my favorite Star Wars match, as Matt said, Ace versus Demolanta. That was a hell of a match. I'm so glad Ace won. Upset City's coming back this year. And then favorite singles match. Oof, that's hard. I think I'm gonna go for Adam Collins versus Brendan the Kid Meyer.
Yes, I loved that
Yes.
one.
That was a
But
good
it would be
match.
better if Brendan won. Yes. but that's like they also went to sudden death, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It was a
that's
good match.
what's telling you how much Brandon knows. So, yes.
So
Yeah.
let's go into favorite players. We'll do what we did with that favorite Inner Geekdom, favorite singles, favorite teams,
Okay.
and favorite
Okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Matt, do you want to go first, or Teresa?
I'm gonna
Ladies
be
first. Ladies first.
really quick. Yeah, Star Wars Saboteur, but he's not playing anymore. But I loved him prior to Schmoedown. He was in one of my favorite shows. He was playing a vampire, and I loved him. So when he came to Schmoedown, it was just a really nice surprise. But he's not there anymore. So my pick is Andrew Di Malanta. I have a really soft spot for him, and I'm rooting for him to get that belt this year. Then IG, it's a race between Rachel, Mara, and Kevin. I love all of them. I think they all did a lot for the IG league, so I just can't pick one of them. And singles and teams, of course, Dan Merle, but everyone loves Dan Merle, so I'm not gonna stay a long time on that. Rachel and Clark, that was like just an amazing run and great for all the ladies. And Brendan Meyer, he's one of my like absolute favorite people in this league, and I really hope he's gonna get a singles belt. I really like him on his team with Pips. I think Shazam is perfect for each other. I think they have the perfect manager for them. So yeah, and honorable mention Ben Goddard. I love him, but he haven't played enough last year, so I hope that will change. Done.
Yeah. You can do it, Ben, now. I will be last one. Because I think that I will be the odd man out here.
Oh, also, thank you, Lon, for making me laugh so hard last year.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it, and I think he is the best character in the league now. Yeah.
Yep.
Now I'm done. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'll get it out the way. Favorite singles, you all know. My favorite singles is Liz Shannon Miller. I love her. I love, even when she does do a bit of promo work, she's awesome. When she says, yes, Kitty, I do. Sorry, yes, Tank Girl, I do swear. It always said be with an itch or something. So it's beautiful. Then my favorite teams is Shazam. I just wondered, Teresa, would you be more upset if Brendan Meyer lost or if he went heel?
Oh, don't do this to me, my heart. If he lost, I think, but I just can't imagine him as a heel. I can like. I think even Dan Merle would be better at it. He's just had that baby face. He's like I wouldn't believe him. But if he lost,
Oh,
I think he deserves like all the wins this year. He
I
plays so amazing.
I so hope that Dan will have to play Brandon to see Teresa pick that match. Oh, I so hope that
Not
this-
gonna do it. Nope.
yes,
But I think it could happen this year. Like
yes,
they're both
yes.
on that
It
trajectory.
it
So
it could, it could.
yeah, but
Then-
continue.
My favorite in a geekdom. That's so difficult. That's is so stacked.
Right. Big
Yeah,
More, I did it. You can do it. Big More.
I'm gonna have to go with the best Ben Goddard. He's
Oh.
the best Ben there is. So yeah, other than
Beautiful
the big
Ben.
Yeah, love him. Then what do I have left? Star Wars. Should I go with Nikki DiMolante just to be different?
Oh, I love her.
No,
She's so
yeah,
funny.
just teasing. She is awesome. I love her. But I think I'll go with Molly Damon as my Star Wars competitor. I just want to give this because
Yeah.
Liz, she's a suspect also. So there's two reasons for me to root for her. Exactly. All right, Matt, it's your turn.
Yeah, then it's me. I have a little different picks than you. So I will start with the Star Wars one. My favorite Star Wars player would probably be Sam if he played a little more, but Laura Kelly is my favorite Star Wars competitor. I really like her character work. I think she's good at it, and he knows Star Wars. She's in that, like Liam said, excellent Star Wars tier. Yeah, and I really liked her. I really, like we said, fell in love with a competitor. Fell in love in her when the corruption did their stream, and I think that she was in many ways one of the hearts of that faction. I think that she's privately very funny. People could relate to her. I was really impressed with her "Are you done?" stuff, and yeah,
Okay.
I think yes, I think that Laura is this year's star, the one who will break through as a superstar. So yes, I think that Laura will be that. I think actually that Laura will be the one who will take the belt from
It's
the current
possible.
champion. Yes. And then my inner geekdom. Inner geekdom is old goodie for me. I think that the best inner geekdom player is Inman.
Oh.
Yes, I actually think that when he did lose to Mara, he did just moved, and he knew that unfortunately his Schmoedown run will probably come to an end very soon. I don't know how motivated he was to keep the title. I think that he's one of the first players who started to study inner geekdom. He knew a lot, and I was really happy and hyped that he was the part of 4 horsemen, 5 horsemen. Then bigger will be then, but original member. So yeah, Inman for me, the favorite inner geekdom. I know he isn't there anymore. Unfortunately, I would really liked if he could be, but yeah. The teams, well, here comes. My favorite team is the Patriots. I still think they are the best team ever. I don't think that they get the respect they are due with so many title defenses. And they did beat good teams. They didn't beat bad teams. I think that people forget that Christian and Mark are not bad team. Roca and Matt at that time wasn't a best team, and the questions were more, let's just say, not regulated. They were all over the place. There was one pointers who could be five pointers in this setting. So I know that competitors study more now about Patriots for me, and for my favorite singles player ever, it has to be Sam Lavine. Yeah, his run was spectacular for me. The best run ever in the Schmoedown, in my opinion, in single season. I don't think that any player had the better season than him. Just one singular season. But if I have to choose right now, the current player, it will be Adam Collins actually, because he knows a lot, and I really fell in love in the correction thing. I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant way to elevate his character with only one word. I don't know who came up with it at that, but that's awesome. Yeah, he's currently my favorite active player. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I know I'm in a big minority with
I
Patriots
actually
pick
don't
here.
think you are. I don't think Patriots are underrated. I think a lot of people talk about them, but it's true that it's different. It's the same for like the Mara talk last week when people were like, is she going to do it in this league? And we don't know if the Patriots could do it, because I'm sorry, but they beat like Shazam? Because I think, maybe they couldn't, or maybe they would study and would be able to do it, but we won't ever know. But I think one thing is sure, this will never be repeated. No one will defend that many times.
No.
So Patriots will always
And people
have their own place.
Yeah, and people forget one player from Patriots are is
Yeah.
champion in team right now, and I think also that JT is underrated as a player. Also, I don't think that he's a level like Rachel or someone, but I think that he's for all his accomplishments underrated from people in this league.
Yeah, but I think it just has to happen. Like,
Yeah,
time moves on, and if that player, like, that's the reason why Dan is the GOAT, because he did it before,
Constantly,
and he
constantly.
does it now. So if JTE repeats and he's gonna play for the title and he's amazing in teams, then I think we should put more respect on his name. But now it's really hard, because the league
Yeah.
just moves on, and it's better and better, and you don't know how this player would play. But I agree, Patriots were amazing. I just hated them so, but they played amazing. They were a great team.
So,
So are we?
Let's
this is
give
it.
one. We'll give you each other, say, 20 seconds to name the person you want to see come back to the Schmoedown, a retired competitor that you want to see come back.
Oh,
Can we pick people who we know that won't ever come back?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
have
Then-
it be a fantasy sort of pick if you had to.
Okay, fantasy pick. Oh, God. Oh,
So will we write it down or say it?
we can
Yeah.
say it. I think that we can say it. Just give me a little bit of time. Oh, I must think about it.
There's a
so
lot
many.
of them.
I'm going to say Scott Metz
Oh,
because I want to see the return of movie release day.
Yeah.
okay. You, Teresa.
Okay, so yeah, it's all the players I said are my favorites. It's Sam Witwer. I know he won't ever come back, but wouldn't it be amazing? Like, he was just so good. All of his matches are so rewatchable. I can watch them now, and they are still one of the best matches we saw. And of course, Rachel. Like, I hope one day she will come back. I hope she will get the singles title one day. But I know it was a lot for her, and I would never want to like make someone do it if they're not comfortable with it. But it would be amazing to see Rachel again. Yeah. Matt?
Well, I would say Sam.
Yeah.
Sam Allen. Yeah, he's my favorite competitor. I just want him to prove that he belongs in that mountain everyone
Yeah.
talks about, because he's the one. He's the player who people mostly, in my opinion, knock off when they need to put someone else. But I just want him to come back, study, and show everyone, okay, I am that level. I was very sad that he didn't play Dan Merle when he beginning to study a lot. Uh, yeah, I was really hoping to see that, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I just want him to come back for at least one more run. It would be awesome if Above the Line could also reunite, but I will not be that greedy. Uh, I would just want Sam to solidify his spot in that greatest of all time uh, conversations. And the same reason, I would hope that Rachel will come back, because, in my opinion, the more time passes, as you said, Teresa, and Mike still plays. If Mike actually does really good in singles, and or even better in teams again this year, I think that he can actually take that spot, the best three division player ever. That is Rachel's right now, but the difference is that actually Mike plays still, so he has more time to get more accomplishments. Yeah,
I'm not sure who's like I have Mike and Rachel at the same level
yeah.
for now. I think another
The only
person
thing,
who is
excuse me, the
gonna
only thing
yeah
is that Rachel actually beat Mike in singles when they
yeah
had their three ways. That's the only reason
mhm.
I will put Rachel above Mike, but they are neck and neck.
Yeah. Also, we don't know if Dan Merle plays in IG this year. If he plays and if he gets to like number one contenders match or something like that, then like I think it's no discussion.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, I agree with you, Thomas. I really agree with you. There is so
Yeah.
many players, and Hall
Yeah.
of
I
Fame would
hate that
be
we can pick like only 4 or 5.
for,
Yeah.
yes, and the league will grow, and the new players will come, and all one will retire, and like in every yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, Thomas.
Thank you, Liam. I knew
Yeah.
Liam will
Oh,
would
it was
hop in
Liam.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Liam. So I just want to say I really like that Hall of Fame idea that Thomas said, because like in any sport and show, recency bias is strong in the Schmoedown, in my opinion. So yeah, uh,
Yeah.
that's
All right.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Well,
We should remember all the players.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've been going for an hour and a half, and I need to get up and walk around because my back is a bit sore. But I think we'll call it a night.
Yes.
Teresa, where can they find you and the
I'm Tereza
Euro?
_Sky on Twitter, and I'm also managing the Euro Schmoe, our Twitter right now. So follow us there. I hope you will watch now and next week. Give us likes and maybe comment, and we'll see you next week.
Well, they can find me in Facebook and in the Facebook group as Mattia Marash. It's my Croatian name. Mattia, I just call myself Matt here because I think that people will say it easier. And I don't have Twitter yet. I will make an account. So I will next week I will tell you my Twitter name and handle. But I just want to thank everyone who watched the show. I especially want to thank Thomas, who was interactive with us. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, give us advice if you want, give us criticism. We are here for you. I hope you enjoy it. I know we enjoy it. See you next week. As we said, there is a lot of matches, so we will have a lot to talk about.
We'll
So
have so
I
much to talk about.
yeah, I hope you will keep following us. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us here. Subscribe. Give us a like. It's really important. Give us a comment, and we are yeah.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you,
Thank you
Thomas.
for being here with us.
And I hope we will give you more fun times, all of you, for a long time, and just keep watching Schmoedown and enjoying and spreading love like we always do in the group and in the after shows. And yeah, Schmoedown rocks.
Thank you. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I, like Matt, will create a Twitter account soon. You can probably find me lurking on the Facebook group as well from time to time. But yeah, leave a like, please comment, give us constructive criticism, and please subscribe so you can see when we put new videos up. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Goodbye.